Hey guys, welcome back to more AFK Arena. In today's video, we've got another new code. They just dropped it on, I saw it on Twitter. Pretty solid code. It's 30 faction scrolls and I think 3,000 diamonds. So really solid. We'll go through quickly how to do it. And then I want to jump over to the test server and look at Fane's abilities because they did the update at a weird time. It wasn't when I was expecting and I was out for 12 hours after it. So we're going to finally get into the actual abilities, look at multipliers, look at skill ups and stuff like that. So first of all, to do the code, we're going to go over here. We're going to go to settings. We're going to go to, no, we're not. We're first going to go into details and we're going to grab our user ID. For me, it is 468000612, and then the verification code is over here in settings, and that is going to be 294647. Log in. We get to log in, and now we're going to go ahead and do the code. Control C, Control V, redeem. Thank you very much. And let's go over and check what we actually get for that. And it is, boom, not too bad. The 30 scrolls and the 3,000 diamonds. Very good code. Enjoy it. Hope you guys get something nice with the summons. Collect that. Away we go. Let's just collect all the rewards for today. And now we're going to jump over to that test server, like I said, and we're going to check out Fane's skills. But best of luck with the summons. Hopefully you get some doubles and triples and some decent luck. Now, this dude, first of all, looks pretty savage. I like the in-game sprite. I think the animations are sick. I think I just really do like this guy. I feel like he's going to be used in burst teams more because the which one is it? The prison, summons a bone prison. It's like it lasts for 30 seconds, 35 seconds with the skill ups, and then like after that it's gone. Like it doesn't come back. So I feel like you want to make use of him in those first 30 seconds, at least get a few kills or something like that. Keeping in mind with his you can extend the time per enemy killed. But anyway, let's take a quick look. We have gone through the basics of the skills, but let's just take a look. Fane uses chains to restrict the enemy with the highest attack rating. During the following 5 seconds, the restricted enemy loses health equal to 120% of Fane's attack rating every second and cannot move or use skills. If the control effect prematurely ends, the enemy will be immediately dealt damage one time that is equal to 310% of Fane's attack rating, which ignores all of the enemy's defense. If a bone prison exists on the battlefield, its duration will be extended by 5 seconds. Then with skill ups, if it ends prematurely, it goes up to 410%, and enemies cannot recover health or energy while restricted. Now, the cool thing about this ability that I didn't realize is he just throws the chains on them and he continues to do his normal attacks, so it doesn't disable him as well. Moving on to the next one, we have Prisoner of Despair. Fane summons a bone prison on the enemy side of the battlefield that exists for 30 seconds. Enemies that leave the bone prison lose 2% of their max health every second, but shall not lose more than 150% of Fane's attack rating. Enemies within the bone prison have their energy recovery reduced by 25%, also lose haste when they're outside, and within the bone prison have their energy recovery rates reduced by 40%, and then we get the 35-second duration. So it seems like you kind of want to, it seems like it's a good situation whether they're in or out of it. If they're out, they're losing health. If they're in, they're losing energy. So both positives. An enemy outside of the bone prison is pulled inside of it and dealt damage equal to 5% of their max health and cannot move for 2 seconds. Damage dealt to the enemy cannot exceed 250% of Fane's attack rating. Enemies dealt damage equal to 8% of their max health can't exceed 400, which isn't too bad on that one. Enemy cannot move for the following 3 seconds, and then as the engraving, each time you successfully impale an enemy, the unscrupulous jailer skill cooldown is immediately reset, which that is this one, which we're about to go into. So, gigantic rolling logs hurtle towards the enemies within the bone prison, dealing 100% of Fane's attack rating as damage to them and knocking them backwards. Each time damage is dealt, 65% of the damage value is divided equally between Fane and his most injured ally and returned to both of them as health. If there are no other allies on the battlefield, the full amount of health is returned to Fane. We get damage increase, and then enemies struck by rolling logs are terrified for 4 seconds. This makes me think it's going to be a really strong engraving, considering that terrified I'm pretty sure, because I haven't been able to test this, I'm pretty sure the Terrify was when they run away. If it's the running away Terrify, they can actually make them leave it and then re-enter. I think it's going to be valuable. So I think this could be a really good one. Adding that really solid CC, and when you get like cooldown reductions, like I feel like this is going to be incredibly strong for CC. Unfortunately, with the tests that we do, we don't get the engravings, so we have to wait till we get it on Chiasma to test it. But I think this is going to be like one of the best engravings. Don't quote me, I could be wrong. Quote me, and I'm just happy to be wrong in the other sense. Okay, now we got the signature item. Each time an ally enters or leaves the bone prison, they gain a shield equal to 250% of Fane's attack rating. This is for 5 seconds, and it can trigger once every 8 seconds. We go up to 320% of his attack. When entering or leaving the bone prison, the majority of enemies' buffs are removed, so you're stripping enemies as well. And then at 30, for every 8 seconds the enemy is in the bone prison, crit amplification is permanently reduced by 6 points, and crit damage resistance is permanently reduced by 6 points. This effect can stack up to a maximum of 5 times. For me, I don't think his signature item is crazy. I don't think you need 30. Maybe it helps. Like it obviously helps, but I don't think it's going to be necessary for what you need him for, which is good. I like heroes that you don't have to completely max out. And then when we look at his furniture, well, I think engraving is going to be the big thing for him, not furniture or signature item. So this one, I think 3 is like a staple for him. Duration of the bone prison is extended by 5 seconds for every enemy that dies within it. I think that's fairly staple. You want to get that. But at the 9, Fane receives 10% less damage for each enemy within the bone prison. I feel like you kind of want to keep him, you don't want to have him front row taking most of the damage. I don't think this is going to be 100% necessary, but if you are using him as like carry, I don't think he's got enough damage for it. But if some situation, I don't know, maybe he can tank with this. Like, this is either going to be completely useless or absolutely everything. If this makes him a viable tank position character, then I think it's going to be like necessary. If it doesn't, then it's going to be useless. It's like all or nothing on the furniture, in my opinion. So let's jump into the Arena of Trials. Let's take a quick look at his abilities. We'll just go to the general one, and here, cool beans. Let's just jump into here and have a look at his abilities quickly. So that bone prison, if we jump out, I just want to jump out and jump back in. I just want to see how fast it actually activates. So you can see it's pretty quick. It's the first thing he does cast. It's a pretty decent size. And I don't think they can be pushed backwards out of it. I think it's like that's the whole screen basically. And you can see those logs, like they don't do a hell of a lot of damage. So they're not going to heal a hell of a lot because even their multiplier was really low. If they hit enough enemies, maybe. But I mean, all around, not too bad. That's his ult, and you can see he casted the ult, and then it just sort of remained there. But I love this guy's animations. I think everything about him is pretty sick, and I really hope he's going to be strong. I will definitely test, and as you can see, once that bone prison's gone, it's gone. That's it. So I'm really keen to test him on Chiasma, see if the 9 furniture makes him a viable tank. If you have 5 enemies inside of the bone prison and he's taking 50% less damage, maybe. I don't know. Plus, he has a little bit of healing and stuff. I don't know if it's going to be enough, but I definitely want to test him at 60 engraving. I think it's going to be absolutely amazing for him. Like if we look back here and we jump back into it at the start of the battle, and we see because like he's going to proc it more when the bone prison's up, because the ability that drags enemies into the bone prison is like only going to be like apply when the bone prison is up. So, and obviously you got to have enemies outside. So in this one, they don't have it. But if we put it on, let's for instance, exit out. Let's put it on 4 times speed just to get a gauge for how most people play and see how often those logs are rolling through. But like, I mean, those logs are rolling through pretty often and you're getting a 4-second Terrify on them. Like, it's not too bad. So I think he's going to be one to really test maxed out, and I'm hoping he can be really viable because he looks sick as well. I have a lot of theories on him that I want to test, like things like maybe you try to make a team where you keep the enemies out of the bone prison so they're taking all that 2% max health damage every second. Maybe you try a shift one where you've got like allies that pull them out and then other allies that push them in. I don't know. I feel like you could play some funny things with him, so I'm keen to see what people sort of discover. But we'll definitely do more testing on Chiasma. But anyway, guys, once again, the code. Hope you get something nice. Thanks for watching. Hope you have an awesome day, and I look forward to seeing the next one. Cheers.